Not only was it a big weekend on the gridiron for Texas Tech football, it was a pretty sizable recruiting weekend as well. And in today's video, we'll discuss some of the latest recruiting news for Texas Tech football, including them being in prime position to land multiple blue chip recruits. Who are they? We'll discuss that as well as some other news that Sam Spiegelman of Rivals and On 3 is reporting when it comes to the Red Raiders on the recruiting trail. Let's get to it. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Red and Black Report. Appreciate y'all tuning in to today's video. It's going to be a jam-packed few weeks here on the channel. I'm telling you, we got Texas Tech men's basketball heating up. We've got, well, Texas Tech football. I mean, I don't really have to say anything about that and what they're doing. The portal isn't in the too distant future, right? That's about 6 weeks away in terms of that heating up for a lot of teams. So this is the place to be, and now is the time to subscribe for 100% free Texas Tech football and men's basketball content all year long right here on the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube in the Red and Black Report. All right, we've got a few names that we've talked about some of these guys on the channel already, most notably the guy that we'll talk about first. But I did want to give an update about KJ Ford, the four-star edge that was set to visit and would be a possible flip candidate for the Red Raiders this past weekend against BYU. It sounds like he did not come on that visit. In fact, he canceled it last minute. In the recruiting industry and what I'm seeing on social from people that are way more in the know than me, it sounds like he's going to be a Texas A&M Aggie. Maybe that thing changes in terms of his recruitment process, but he did not take his official visit to the 806 as a possible flip candidate from Florida, obviously going to school in the Metroplex, in the high school ranks anyway. And now it sounds like he will stay in the state of Texas, but will go down to that nasty, nasty maroon school down south. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some names that are receiving positive buzz from Sam Spiegelman of Rivals and On 3 when it comes to the Red Raiders being in a good spot or trending in the right direction to potentially land these players' commitments. Let's go ahead and talk about the guy that we've talked about multiple times here on the channel already. You see him on your screen right there. Jerry Oouse Jr., the safety corner from North Crowley in Fort Worth, Texas, class of 2027. He is just on the fringe of being a top 100 player in the class of 2027. That, according to 247 Sports Composite Rankings, he's the number 9 safety in the class and the number 15 overall player in the class of 2027 in the state of Texas, according to 247 Sports Composite Rankings. He is a guy that is a lengthy corner, loves to get downhill, loves to be physical, go out, spread the field. He can help you in the run game, can help you in the pass game, and kind of is like I don't want to say he's this kind of talent, okay? But when I've watched the limited film that I have seen, it's kind of Jamal Adams-y, if that makes sense. That kind of player, honey badger type player at the safety position. He's a guy that Texas Tech is very much in the running for. And according to On 3 and rival Sam Spiegelman, well, Texas Tech is trending towards potentially landing him. Obviously, things can change, but it is thought to be the Red Raiders are in a good position when it comes to Jerry Oouse Jr.'s recruitment. I actually saw him get off the bus this past weekend for the BYU game. There was a recruiting bus, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's all 6 foot, might be a little taller, actually, and is a guy that stands out to me, and he obviously stands out to James Blanchard, Brian Nance, Joey McGuire, and crew as well. Now, truth be told, the next guy we're going to talk about here on the channel, I have not brought him up whatsoever, so hand up for accountability on that front. I knew he would be on campus, but I didn't know exactly where the Red Raiders were in his recruitment. And obviously, if I'm bringing him up here on the channel, they're probably in a pretty damn good spot. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about him. It's Payton Miller, an interior offensive lineman from Anna High School, 6'5", 290, class of 2027. Yeah, this is a, as they call him, big old boy in the interior of the offensive line, excuse me. He is the 241st ranked player in the class of 2027, according to 247 Sports Composite. You see it on 247 Sports. He's ranked a little higher than other industry rankings, whether that's On 3, Rivals, wherever it may be, ESPN, it doesn't matter. He's ranked as the 172nd best player in the class of 2027, just strictly on 247 Sports, and ranked as a top 10 offensive lineman on the interior side of things and a top 25 overall player in the class for the state of Texas, respectively. He is a guy that was on campus this past weekend, and apparently it went pretty damn well. Let's go ahead and look at some of the offers he has. Obviously, these are in ABC order, but it is a laundry list of schools, including multiple Big 12 schools. You see both Arizona schools, Baylor on there, Houston, Kansas. Both Kansas schools are on there, Oklahoma State. You scroll down, TCU, and then you've got your Texas Tech Red Raiders as well. Now, to go back to his recruiting profile real quick, he is a guy that is highly coveted. Obviously, you can see that on your screen in terms of, well, the list of schools that are going after him. But he is a guy that Texas Tech has presumably made a priority in the class of 2025 on the interior of the offensive line. And this is something that James Blanchard and crew want to do. They obviously want to go out and get guys in the high school ranks that can make a difference, okay? And they think Payton Miller is a guy that maybe can't come in right away and play as a true freshman, but his body type fits well for what Texas Tech has seen succeed on the interior of the offensive line, specifically on the left side of the interior of the offensive line this year. You think about it, 6'5", 290 is Payton Miller right now. I don't think it's crazy that he could get up to 335 and still keep a lot of his athleticism. What does that remind you of? Oh, well, the guy that plays left guard right now for the Red Raiders in Will Jados. He is a guy in Payton Miller to monitor if you are a Texas Tech fan moving forward, and a guy that the Red Raiders are presumably trending in the right direction to potentially land his commitment later on in the process. All right, the next guy we're going to talk about, again, hand up for accountability, guy I have not talked about here on the channel whatsoever, and that is Bryson Thompson. He is a wide receiver that is 6'9". I was about to say 6'9". That would have been nice, but no, 5'8.5", 5'9", in that range, goes to Johnson High School down in San Antonio. He is one of the really smaller wide receivers in the class of 2027, but man, is he speedy. You can see why this team really, really likes him. He's a guy that's getting recruited by some big-time schools, including SEC schools, the likes of Mississippi State. You got TCU, you got Baylor, UTSA on there. He is a guy, Thompson is, that was out in the 806 this past weekend, and the Red Raiders seem to like in terms of his measurables. And by measurables, I mean this. He's fast as hell. He's shifty as hell, too. He's got a lot of great traits that this team looks for and really can build upon. I think they would love to see him kind of in that slot role. They can move him around, maybe use him on special teams as well. Obviously, I'm projecting there a little bit, not knowing exactly how this team views him. But from his skill set and what I have seen on the limited tape so far, he's a guy that stands out pretty heavily to me, and a guy that I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he'll end up being a 4-star or anything like that, but it would surprise me if he wasn't a high 3-star by the time his recruitment is done, and he's going to get some high-level offers as well. All right, we move on to the last name we're going to talk about that's picking up steam, and that is a running back from Midway in Waco, Texas. You've got Lathan Wiston. Okay, this is a guy that is just a bowling ball of a running back. 5'11", 175. I think he can get up to 205 pretty easily. I know that 5'11", 175 and me saying bowling ball, you're thinking to yourself, RC, that doesn't really sound like a bowling ball. Well, watch the tape. Man, he pops when it comes to his physicality. He's a guy that gets outside as well, can be a shifty running back. There's a lot of Cam Dickey in his game in terms of the film that I have seen. He is a highly coveted running back. Obviously, the school that is, well, in his hometown of Waco is going after him pretty heavily, and the Baylor Bears. He's got a Texas offer, Houston, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and a multitude of other schools as well. Highly coveted running back is Lathan, and he is a guy that I think Texas Tech made a pretty damn good impression on this past weekend. So another name to monitor for the Texas Tech Red Raiders when it comes to the class of 2027. The 4 names to know are Outhouse, Miller, Thompson, and then Wiston as well when it comes to the guys that Texas Tech are seemingly in a good spot for or trending in the right direction to be in their top 5, top 3, whatever it may be. But the 2 names I'm monitoring most are that of Jerry Outhouse Jr. as well as Payton Miller, a top 10 offensive lineman in the interior for the class of 2027. And then Jerry Outhouse Jr. is a top 10 safety in the class of 2027 for Texas Tech in terms of who they are targeting. Oouse Jr. from Fort Worth, North Crawley to be exact, and then Payton Miller from Anna High School in Anna, Texas as well. Those are the two I'm watching most, but still need to keep your eye on Thompson and Wiston as well, as those two are obviously some pretty tangible and guys that Texas Tech could see being a part of a potentially historic 2027 class. All right. That's going to do it for today's video. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And as always, if you want 100% free content surrounding your Texas Tech Red Raiders on the gridiron or the hardwood, this is the place for you. All you have to do is simply like the video and hit that subscribe button, as it's the best way to help support this channel and keep the content 100% free all year long. All right, I'm RC Maxfield, reminding you, as always, stay safe and Recom Tech.